negotiating timetable isn't open-ended. Is there anything new you can say about what the president himself has done this week to engage in those negotiations?
I can tell you that the president has been deeply engaged on the phone with members, getting updates from his team and senior members of his team on their conversations and discussions, eager to hear where there's agreement, where there's still disagreement, and how to shake things loose to move them forward.
And I have an FDA question, but not on what you might anticipate.
Oh, I like the setup. Okay.
There was a decision this week by the agency to approve specific vapes or vaping cigarettes, saying they're appropriate protection of public health. What does the president make of that decision? And does he support taxing e-cigarettes along with other more traditional tobacco products? I know this was an element of the Build Back Better Pay For agenda originally. Does he still support doing that?
It wasn't something that he had proposed originally, so I would just note that. Obviously, we would...
Yes, some Democrats.
Some Democrats, but I think it's important context,
yes,
right, that he didn't propose that. Yeah. Look, the FDA, as you noted, did approve some e-cigarettes. They spoke to this, and I would certainly point you to their comments. The president supports the independent review and process of the FDA. Beyond that, I'm not aware of any proposal for taxing cigarettes coming from here. Go ahead.
Thank you, Jen. White House Chief of Staff Ron Klain retweeted a message yesterday, not once but twice, that inflation and supply chain issues are high-class issues. But some of the sharpest price increases over the last month included products that every American buys: beef products, chicken, eggs, regular unleaded gasoline, laundry equipment, furniture, clothing, the list goes on. Why would Ron Klain tweet that, and would you agree that that's a little bit tone deaf?
Do you think 2 tweets means more? I'm just curious. So just for context, what Ron Klain retweeted was a tweet from the former chairman of Economic Advisors, Jason Furman, where he said, for full context, which I think is important, most of the economic problems we're facing, inflation, supply chains, are high-class problems. When he went on to say is, we wouldn't have had them if unemployment rate was still 10%. We would instead have had a much worse problem. So I think the point here is, well, there are some critics who are saying, what some of these critics are saying is, we don't know if they're saying that what they thought was great was when the unemployment rate was double what it is today, or when people were locked in their homes and therefore gas prices were lower. We're at this point because the unemployment rate has come down and been cut in half, because people are buying more goods, because people are traveling, and because demand is up, and because the economy is turning back on. So Jason Furman, of course, is more than capable of speaking or tweeting for himself, obviously, and providing any additional context. But what the point is here is that we are at this point because we've made progress in the economy. And what would be worse, in our view, is if the unemployment rate was at 10%, people were out of work, hundreds of thousands of people were still dying of COVID, and people weren't able to lose their homes. So that's the full context.